Money is something that everyone from beggars to billionaires wants to have. It's not just a mere piece of paper but rather an intoxication on its own, a language known to all, from PhDs to illiterate folks. It is money that has moved people from forests to skyscrapers and into cars faster than wind. Where from? Let's delve a little into the details. Thousands of years ago, people used bartering, a system where you had to exchange one item for another, say, giving rice to obtain sugar from someone who wanted rice. To tackle such issues, people started thinking differently and began using various commodities as money. Humans turned every essential item into a form of currency, easing the trade with animals, grains, tobacco, and alcohol. But there was also a problem with this system. It was very difficult to determine the exact value of what I possessed, and commodities would deteriorate over time. Purchased animals would die, grains would rot. People needed something universal, which led to the creation of gold and silver coins. However, this two-legged creature still faced issues because carrying heavy gold around was cumbersome, and there was always the fear of theft. So, some goldsmiths and others came up with a solution. They told people, "Keep your gold with us, we'll safeguard it." In return, the goldsmith would give them a piece of paper stating how much gold was deposited, which was called an IOU, meaning I owe you. People could retrieve their gold anytime by presenting this receipt. Everyone liked this idea, and people started depositing their gold with goldsmiths. But after some time, the goldsmiths realized that after implementing this system, hardly anyone came back to collect their gold. Instead, everyone began trading using just these receipts, because everyone was confident that if there was a receipt, there must be gold to back it up. Now, after understanding this concept, the goldsmiths became greedy. The receipts they issued had essentially become money, so they started creating fake receipts. They didn't even have the gold to back them up, but they kept producing more and more receipts anyway. This is how the world's biggest legal scam began, and it's still ongoing today. That gold storage shop was essentially the world's first bank, and those receipts became the world's first currency. Now, if I ask you how a bank works, you'd probably say that banks use the money we deposit to give loans to others, charging interest to make a profit. Simple, right? But there's more to it. Let's break it down. Say you went to the bank yesterday morning to deposit Rs 100. You handed over 2 Rs 500 notes. What happens next? The bank, following its rules, keeps 10% as a cash reserve and lends out the remaining Rs 900. If the bank charges the borrower 12% annual interest while paying you 4% yearly interest, the 8% difference becomes their profit. This is the basic principle all commercial banks worldwide operate on. But here's the kicker. Banks aren't just making money this way. There's a bigger game at play that most people don't know about. Banks can actually turn your Rs 100 deposit into Rs 10,000 worth of business. How? Let's dive deeper. Imagine you deposit Rs 1000 at the bank. They keep their 10% reserve and lend out Rs 900. But here's where it gets interesting. After you deposit your money and check your balance, you'll still see the same Rs 100. Now, the person who applied for a loan and received it from the bank will also check their balance and see Rs 900. This means both of you have a combined purchasing power of Rs 1900. However, the bank actually only has Rs 1000 in cash. Essentially, the bank has created an extra Rs 900 in the market just by typing some numbers on their computer. This money is, of course, virtual because there's no actual cash to back it up. But this process doesn't stop here. It goes much further. For instance, the person who applied for the Rs 900 loan didn't do so without reason. They likely need that Rs 900 to buy something, and when they spend this money, it will simply be transferred from his account and deposited into someone else's account, and the bank will again keep 10% of this Rs 900 in reserve, and the remaining Rs 810 will again be given to someone else as a loan. By doing this repeatedly, a bank essentially conducts business by converting a Rs 1000 cash deposit into up to Rs 1000 of virtual currency. You might think that your money is safe in the bank and you can withdraw it whenever you want. But that's not entirely true. If even just 20 to 30% of people were to withdraw their money at the same time, the bank wouldn't be able to return all of your money because they don't actually have all of it. Due to the fractional reserve system, they operate solely on probability. For example, if you add up the bank balances of all bank accounts in the world and it totals Rs 100, then less than Rs 10 of that is actually available in cash. More than 90% is just virtual digits that you can only see on your mobile or computer screen. This illusion of money has been deliberately made complicated so that an average person can't easily understand it and remains trapped in this system. People think that currency and money is the same thing, but it's not quite like that. Currency is a medium of exchange, whereas money itself is a valuable asset. The bundle of 1000 rupee notes lying in your house will turn into mere paper overnight if the government decides not to honor it because it is currency. But the gold coin lying in your house, no matter what any government in the world says, its value will remain the same as it is. Look, boss, whatever other influencers tell you, buy gold bonds, get digital gold, invest in gold ETFs, do this, do that, otherwise this tax or that tax will be levied. I say, buy physical gold too, because some decisions in life are not made based on taxes. Now, it's not like you have 500 Arab crores where you need to worry about even a 2 to 4% tax. And the truth is, in times of a pandemic, real assets are what come in handy. You can't buy a year's worth of rations by showing someone your gold bond certificate, but a small portion of the gold lying in your house can sustain you for an entire year. This paper currency is based on trust, and it is trust that keeps the world going.